my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome to Fight Night Friday. Yeah! Now, welcome to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. If it's your first time finding the channel, you found your new best friend, me, The King. And if you love positive Xbox news, then look no further than this channel here, because I bring you the best positive Xbox news that you're going to get on the web, on the YouTubes, right? So listen, share it out, hype up the video, let everybody know that you got this great new friend and he's talking Xbox. Now, today we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that is afforded to insiders. Insiders get the inside track. If you're not an Xbox insider, I think you should check out the program. Might work out for you, might not. Like if you want to know all the new stuff, you want to play test stuff early, you want to get feedback on things, you want to be part of the industry without being part of the industry, but kind of some like connecting tissue. I think being an insider actually works to that effect. So check it out. They kind of fix things up in the background. So right now, as an insider, I'm checking out the Xbox full screen experience on my PC, and I'm going to tell you, man, check it out. It's pretty good stuff. So again, we got some topics to talk about, and I think that, to be real with you, timed exclusives is kind of passe. It's kind of over with, right? Like, you get a timed exclusive and is not really working out for the developer. But let's look at this stuff that we got here. Short video today because we have Fight Night Friday today, and I'm telling you, if you go to my sister channel, which is Frontline Gaming Streams, we're playing City of the Wolves Fatal Fury today. I hope you got your Chung-Li. I hope you got everything ready, because we're coming fisticuffs ready to make this fight happen. So again, let's get into these topics. Next year is the year of Xbox, and if you didn't know, well, Nacon knows. Happy birthday, Xbox. Next year, you're 25 years old. And Nacon decided to do a special 360 inspired controller. It is kicking off the birthday celebrations with this 360 inspired controller. It seems to come with Mini Blade's dashboard, which is crazy because it has a screen that's on it. This weekend marks the 20th anniversary of Xbox 360, and accessory maker Nacon is getting in early with its announcement on a new limited edition controller for the Xbox and the PC. Now, this controller is running for $200, 200 pounds, and it's complete with Hall effect sticks, trigger stops, extra buttons, and rear button profiles and more. They have a bunch of additional stuff that you might enjoy when it comes to this controller. Now, all of this customization, and Nacon hasn't fully confirmed how it all works together, but it's coming out on February 16th. That's 2 days after Valentine's Day. So you can get the love of your life with the Xbox Revolution X Unlimited Anniversary Edition controller. Instant triggers, mechanical precision, customization with the LCD screen, Hall effects magnetic technology, wireless connectivity, total customizations, applications, vibrations, high performance PC mode, long battery life, and a charging dock. If you've ever been a 360 fan and you want to relive the glory days, well, Nacon has the controller for you. You know what's the best-selling game on Xbox in 2025? And it just came out. I mean, the whole 2025. You know what the best-selling game is? Well, it's Battlefield 6. Doesn't worry about last gen, it worry about this gen, and it's giving you everything that you asked for. Battlefield 6, an absolute smash hit, the best-selling game on Xbox in 2025 so far. It is selling crazy on Xbox and PC. Now, on PlayStation, there seems to be a game ahead of it in total sales, and that's NBA 2K26. But this game on Xbox is killing it. PC and Xbox understands when you make good games that worry about now, it sells. Boy, Call of Duty next month, I swear for God, you better make up some ground, but it doesn't look like it, dear old buddy, old pal. In another sad sorry case, former Xbox exec and Blizzard boss urges Valve to please just let third parties use Steam operating system to make their own Steam machine. Steam operating system will take off and your store revenue will only go up. Although some argue that goes against what Steam Deck's best asset is. Now, of course, this is Mikey Barra. No longer in the gaming space. I think he works for Prize Picks now, and the gambling site that shows you how to gamble your life away. Well, I mean, unless you don't have a compulsive disorder and you're not being predatory when it comes to gambling. I don't know. Some say gambling is bad. But anyway, he's urging Valve, to just let everyone make Steam machines and just release the operating system in a while, and your revenue will go up from there. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. You should apply for an application for a job there. And let's see how that goes. Now, a lot of you guys can take my sarcasm as what it is, sarcasm. I don't know if that's a good idea when it comes to what Valve is looking to do and what is kind of their best asset. In my opinion, just letting it loose like that kind of makes no sense. They sell direct to consumer, which is really smart. They keep their costs low, their overhead low, and they make the proper calls when it comes to these things. I really feel that Valve and Gabe kind of know exactly what they're doing, and really, I don't think, Gabe just what did I just say he grossed the other day when he brought his super yacht? 16.5 billion, and the year isn't over, so they definitely looking to get to 17 billion before the year is out. I think Gabe is doing pretty good. I think Gabe pretty much got a handle on things. I think he's been running Valve pretty good. I think Steam has been really good without the advice. So what I'm gonna say is good luck to you, and gamble on. Are you one of those individuals that couldn't wait for Silent Hill 2 to come out for the Xbox? Well, wait no longer. Silent Hill 2 Remake is rolling out right now on Xbox, and it's discounted by 50%. The same way Death Stranding was discounted by 50% at launch. It's inside the store right now. Bloober Team did a wonderful job with this remastered remake game. Now, I played the original one, and it's incredible. But what makes this game absolutely a little bit different from every other iteration of this game, it's Play Anywhere. With Xbox new XPA initiative, Xbox Play Anywhere is storming on all fronts. Now, the body of this piece that I'm putting together today really has everything to do with the ineffectiveness of timed exclusives. I've seen it, I understand it, and I've come to know it very well. What once used to be a tactic in the console wars There's no longer console wars, platform wars now. That tactic is tired, old, and kind of weak, to be honest. With so many games coming out. Really. So now, if you happen to love Silent Hill, or if you're interested in what Silent Hill has to offer, it's available right now in the Xbox Microsoft Store for $34.99. A fraction of the cost that PlayStation owners paid initially when they had to beta test it for the year. It's a shame how they keep getting done dirty. Poor PlayStation. If you didn't know this was a big thing, well, you're in for a large surprise. The Xbox full screen experience is coming to all handhelds. That's all Windows 11 handhelds. That means every handheld that has Windows 11 in it is an Xbox. And then if you're an insider, right now is your greatest time, because you got a chance to experience, and I've rolled it out today, and I paired my controller. Where's my controller? Here we go. I've paired my controller to my PC. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is everything's an Xbox. Where conventionally we think and we understand that the console is an Xbox. That by default is an absolute Xbox. You purchase it, plays video games, yada yada. Watch YouTube, whatever you're going to do on it. It's a multimedia device that is crafted around a curated gaming experience. But what Xbox and Microsoft has done is no short of phenomenal. Now, I'm not going to say that this is revolutionary in the sense that it's never been done before, because it actually has. Steam has actually done this because they're a storefront. But what I'm explaining is, normally when a company loses the battle, right? Because listen, all companies come out to actually win the battle, and the battle is basically console versus console. Well, what happened in this digital era is we no longer look at the metrics of pure console sales as a determining factor in winning and loss. What happened is, in engagement, they found out that that data is valuable because that data can be sold. So, with over 500 million monthly users, Microsoft and Xbox has a pool of users that they're able to go against the other people that's in so-called competition. What they found out by the metrics that they do have access to is individuals choose to play where they want to play, how they want to play, and that's how you get X-Play and the Xbox full screen experience. This full screen experience is revolutionary for Xbox, meaning they don't have to worry about console sales being the determining factor in winning the proverbial console wars. It is now a platform thing. It is now something that is something akin to elevation. You're no longer just fighting in the mud. They have ascended, basically, and they have infested every device. And we know that Windows is the largest used program in PCs. The majority of PCs, we can say 80% of PCs, 80 to 85% of PCs shipped across the world today run on Windows. Essentially, what that did was turn a giant pool of PCs into Xboxes. If it doesn't ship with Linux, if it doesn't ship with any other operating systems that's on it, and it ships with Windows, it's an Xbox. And with that one fell swoop, you have introduced Xbox and gaming to 80 to 85% of a user base that didn't know they had the option to do what's afforded to them right now. It's an incredible stroke of genius to put this in the way that they have. Now, I want to thank each and every last one of you for making it this far in the video. And when I say that, I mean, that's the start of the second half. This is really like, the second win, right? If you're ever in a fight and you get your second win, this is the good time of the video. This is the time where we sum everything up that we talked about, be it the Nacon controller, be it Silent Hill, whatever it is we talked about early on in the topics. Then we're going to bring it up here for summation. Now, me personally, timed exclusives used to mean the world. And you get your console and you brought it for this and you can only get it here. And that kind of worked back then. It kind of worked back in the day. It no longer bears fruit or holds weight any longer. And I know you're going to say, well, King, it's because it's not working out for you. Technically, when you look at it, it's a flawed logic, right? You got to look at the companies. Each company thing works for each company, right? Whatever works for PlayStation works for PlayStation. Whatever works for Xbox works for Xbox and Nintendo and so on and so on. But when you really start to look at them, all companies aren't created equal. All companies aren't in the same lanes. All companies don't have the same revenue streams or have the same distributions or have the same aspirations. So in saying that, you got to look at them as complete individuals that are doing their own things. Like imagine you having a family of 4, right? And that's Steam, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. And let's say all 4 of them are born at the same time and you had quadruplets, right? And they all have their own personalities. They all have different aspirations in life. So, you see, one would probably keep to themselves. One would be more sharing. The other one would be more vain. And then the other one would probably be one that's going to have it a little bit harder in life, right? But in all, they all have different goals. And looking at it, I'm looking at the whole thought process of what we used to do and how we used to operate. Now, we used to go buy a console and start from scratch. Previous console, you had a library of games. Usually you took them in, traded them in, got your new console, got a smaller library of games, and you built from there. And just, you say, in the last generation, the generation before this one, you started building a digital self. And in that digital self, your libraries and stuff started carrying on. Now, I'm not going to discredit PlayStation for giving you the ability to have a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 1 and playing that in that giant, PlayStation 3, which I think honestly was the last great console. Because when I'm saying it, I'm saying, if you brought I think it was a 64 gig model and it had all the mini SD slots and all, it was the best Blu-ray on the market for the price. It just did everything. Ken Katarugi-san made a masterpiece of a device, right? That spared no expense, but price-wise, it spared no expense as well. So that's why it didn't do as good as the PlayStation 2, and that's why they was facing extinction until the TV division bailed them out. But we used to believe in starting anew until the last generation. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One kind of set the trend for really what's going on now. So you have back compat, you have future compat with Xbox Play Anywhere, dual entitlements, cross play, cross progression, all these wonderful words that we're using, Xbox Play Anywhere, all that stuff is afforded to you based upon the digital era. In doing so, we understood that the marketplace wasn't growing So you're looking at these corporations with aspirations to be larger. What is their only recourse? Their only recourse when the same people are buying, but you look over at your kid, and how frustrating is that as you as a parent? Your kid doesn't really gravitate to your passion. Where video games for us growing up was probably the bee's knees. These kids right now have way more interests and way more different things to do than to be stuck at a console. So you have to find different ways to reach the populace in order to get the growth that is necessary when it comes to expansion of your brand. Now, we get to, which I find kind of archaic, to be real with you, the whole gatekeeping of games, right? And that's the timed exclusive. The timed exclusive is when the manufacturer of a particular platform, let's say PlayStation, goes over to a developer, and let's say the developer needs some help, and you give them some money to get them started to making their game. But in doing so, they have to sign an agreement that the game would be available on that platform and that platform only for 6 to 12 months. And the developer says, yeah. Now, some of these larger developers have really tied their wagon to PlayStation, but the numbers don't really match up any longer. So they're realizing, like Square, that it doesn't make any sense to be exclusive to a platform that if I released on all platforms, I would get a greater share of the revenue pie that they're looking for. Because what happens with time exclusives? Let's take Black Myth Wukong or Death Stranding, or better yet, let's take Silent Hill 2, which just released in the Xbox store today after being exclusive for the PlayStation 5 for a year. Now, we did know that it was going to show up. You know, listen, Bloober Team isn't an exclusive first party for PlayStation. And the same thing as Kojima games aren't exclusive, and the same thing with Square, you know, and same thing with Game Science. Now we have Shift Up that is talking about bringing Stellar Blade over to Xbox, and you start to think, well, the original platform that the game released on, were they beta testers? Because the game releases on the second platform or the third platforms with all the DLC that it had, and it comes at a discounted price, and all the graphical tricks and updates that wasn't present at launch on the platform that paid for exclusivity doesn't have. Now the platform that didn't pay for exclusivity, that gets the game, gets a complete finished product at a discounted price. Because tell me if I'm wrong, but Death Stranding launched at 50% off, and that one is like Game Pass. And then you had Silent Hill 2. They just launched at 50% off. Black Myth, I think I paid full price, so I had 10% off, and I actually, love it. I'm playing the game right now. But in a day and age where we have so many games come out, we don't get a chance to care or miss any game that missed the platform at launch. What we do understand is we can wait and get it at a discounted price while we play all the new games. And especially if you're on a platform like Xbox, where you have Game Pass and you get a ton of day one games that's dropping inside there. Like, I didn't even know that Dave the Diver wasn't inside Xbox, and then it drops inside Game Pass, but it was on PlayStation for a period of time. And did it matter? Does timed exclusive matter? And I think it doesn't. I think we're at a time right now where time exclusives is, again, a waste of time. A waste of time, money, and effort. Especially by a platform holder that doesn't really see the benefit. It's not growing the fan base. It's not growing anything. it actually hurts them. Because the money that they could be using going forward to other games is used in gatekeeping a game away from gamers. Now, if it's a first party title, if it's a AAA first party title, cool. I totally get it and I understand it and it makes kind of sense. But when it's a third party game, it really makes no sense because that's not your identity. A third party title is going to make it to the next platform regardless to what, unless you're going to keep funding that title. And as the third party, if you're a third party distributor like Xbox is, and they're first party and third party and a hardware manufacturer, this is why I tell you that everybody has different aspirations and goals. It doesn't benefit anyone. Now, Xbox is a lot selective in titles that they do put on other platforms, where PC is kind of date and date because it has Game Pass on it, where Game Pass is day and date will live. But then they're selective with the titles that they do place on other platforms day and date. And that's based off of the metrics and analytics that they get from the information that they have with the monthly active users that I was telling you what engagement means a lot. I think we're going to start seeing, and Square came out and said that they're going to stop doing the whole timed exclusive stuff because it really hurt the company. It really forced the company to take a back step and look at the quality control of the stuff that they were putting out. Forspoken, anyone? Where Forspoken was a timed exclusive on PlayStation, well, still exclusive, and I don't know if the title is worth the port. Does it make the money? You see, because if you were making the port at the same time you released it, then you would have got whatever you was going to get for Xbox, get whatever you can get from PC, then you can get whatever you get from PlayStation and kind of make the money. But when you put it just on PlayStation, then you kind of shoot yourself in the foot. Because if it's a garbage game, then everybody knows it's a garbage game and it doesn't sell when it goes to other platforms, so it makes no sense. You only got one shot to fool somebody. And then if it's a hit, could you imagine it being a hit and it doesn't sell as much as it could sell based upon it being exclusive to a platform that you don't own? It's like being exclusive in a relationship while the other person has an open door policy. Makes no sense. I think the fact that I get every game that they get on PlayStation whenever it does come out on Xbox, and it comes out at a better performance, or it comes out with all the patches and all the DLC, I think it kind of makes the Xbox the winner at the end of the day. Now, the other day I had saw somebody put out a tweet and they said something like Death Stranding 2 was coming to Xbox, and I just put retweeted it and put a quote tweet like wow and laughed, because me personally, I thought the game would come out probably in March or April on Xbox, and I'm like, well, if it's coming out now and I didn't even finish the first one, I'm not gonna have time to play it anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But then I've seen a lot of people really giving credence to the whole thought process when it comes to timed exclusives. And it's strange energy. I don't understand how someone playing a game on a competing platform, or a platform that's not even competing any longer with you, that's competing with TikTok and other things of like time consuming engagement, these, I don't know why it matters so much. It's kind of strange. But this is Xbox Frontline News. If you loved anything that you've seen here, I'm glad you stuck around for the conversation, because really, I was really perplexed today with the whole thought process in timed exclusives when games is going to show up anyway. And you got so much games to play. So many games are dropping day to day, and these games are just being shadow dropped. Do you notice that the games that are timed exclusive on PlayStation, they just shadow drop on Xbox? Like, okay, be part of the group. Like, who cares? Like, Black Myth was just shadow dropped. Like, Death Stranding was just shadow dropped. Like Silent Hill 2 was just shadow dropped. And It's just the fact that it's just not worth it any longer. You are playing the wrong game where you could be taking that money that you're using for timed exclusive and make actual games. You see, the one that's really suffering here is the PlayStation user. And let me tell you why. Because when you brought a PlayStation device, you brought that PlayStation device based on you wanting first-party titles that they make exclusively for that platform to show up. But when they're spreading their money around trying to gatekeep third-party titles to that platform that's going to eventually show up on the Xbox or any other platform, Steam is in the mix now, then you take away. And you notice this has been happening because this generation, more so than any generation in PlayStation history, there has been far less exclusives released from first party. And that's a problem. But hey, who am I, right? I'm just 98% right all the time. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Now, if you liked anything you saw here, please like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and let your friends know what's going on. And hit that hype up button. Hype it up. But I'm going to do what I tell you to do, what I'm always doing. I go where game is games and winners win. And I'm going to tell you, try to play the Game Pass.
Play it day one with Game Pass.